Broadcasting from the studios of Business RadioX, it's time for Advisory Insights, brought to you by Oberman Law Firm, serving clients nationwide with tailored service and exceptional results. Now, here's your host.
Well, welcome everyone to Advisory Insights. Stuart Oberman here as your host. I want to cover a couple topics that really we have talked about a lot in some of our live and in-person presentations, and it really is what's happening on a national basis. The title is, plan ahead, your national legislative updates. So these are some things that we really want to take a look at, because the old saying, which starts west comes east, which starts north comes south. So you may say, well, I have no idea what's going on up there or over there in California or Maine or Massachusetts. It's not going to affect me. But the problem is it does, because it all spreads. So there's a couple things that are happening that we need to take a look at. And I think we may have talked about it before on some of our other podcasts, non-competes. So we are seeing a dramatic, in our opinion, we're seeing a dramatic limitation on non-competes. Especially those under, I'll use the $100,000 mark, which really could very well affect a lot of commission salespeople, depending on their salaries and starting dates and starting, income. It could very well affect what you have your office manager sign or other employees who may make under 100,000. So let's take a look at a couple of things. So August 10th, the Colorado set some limits on their non-compete agreements. Governor Polis signed into law, which we feel significantly limits the practice of using non-competes for those workers on the state level. You say, well, that's Colorado. That's a strange place. That's a strange place anyhow. But it's not, because again, it's a national trend we're seeing. So they have decided to limit non-competes to employees making under $1,250,000. That's going to affect a lot of people in Colorado on the non-competes. So what we need to take a look at is also District of Columbia has essentially banned and limited non-competes. I think we need to take a look at what Columbia indicated as highly compensated workers. So we need to take a look at what that is. So if you take a look at what's going on in DC, that's, depending on the district, that's Mid-Atlantic district. There's a pretty good chance that's either going to go north or south. If you look at what's happening in California, I always say what starts west comes east. So these are national trends we need to look at. So then we have I think one of the most interesting changes that we've seen. Massachusetts looks like is on the 24th of October becoming the 18th state to ban discrimination on hairstyle. That's right. The 18th state to ban discrimination on hairstyle. So this is not just a one-off, folks. This is 18 states. So under Massachusetts, the Crown Act bans discrimination in the workplace on the basis of a person's hairstyle that is historically associated with race. So that's what Massachusetts has done. Now, with 18 states, I will guarantee you that we're going to see some expansion of that. And I think you need to take a look at what's going on. In October 1st, the San Francisco Public Health Emergency Leave becomes effective. So you're saying, well, again, it's in California, but it's not. It's on a national basis that I think we're going to see some trends on. So in San Francisco, the voters passed an emergency paid leave ballot in June of 22. So employers with 100 or more employees will be required to provide employees, get this, up to 80 hours of paid leave for reasons related to public health emergencies. Good luck defining that. So again, two things are coming out of California. A little strange. Yep. But then we got some legitimate interests with the banning of non-competes. And then we see the hair discrimination coming out of Massachusetts. So with all these strange things going on in the business world, here's the point of today's message, is that you have to constantly monitor what's going on a national basis, regional basis, and state law basis. You cannot put your head in the sand and ignore these particular trends, if you will, that are coming within the workplace. So I would urge our owners of businesses and HR personnel and other personnel, administrators that are working in small companies, startups, multinational corporations, global corporations, they got to understand the ramifications of what they're doing on the business level in the state that they're in, and they got to watch the trends. And always, and I know I've preached this a lot on previous podcasts, you have to review what you're doing internally, what your employees are signing, what are the measures under your HR process, what's the measures under your employee handbooks. I would urge, this came across our desk not too long ago, where we had a particular corporation that was giving independent 1099 workers who are independent contractors employee manuals. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. So my recommendation under that scenario is you never give independent contractors your employee manual. That opens up so many doors from a regulatory, from an auditing standpoint. Again, simple things make a big, big difference. Folks, that's all we got for today. I wanted to bring you up on a national basis what's going on. Again, your host, Stuart Oberman, Advisor Insights. If you have any questions, please give us a call, 770-886-2400, or email me at Stuart, Stuart, at ObermanLaw.com. Folks, thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
Thank you for joining us on Advisory Insights. This show is brought to you by Oberman Law Firm, a business-centric law firm representing local, regional, and national clients in a wide range of practice areas, including healthcare, mergers and acquisitions, corporate transactions, and regulatory compliance.